Want to come to you today and talk about during the midst of this unprecedented time period and all the uncertainty that's happening within our world today, within just our local area, and how right now there's this aspect of sheltering and staying inside. Businesses are closing down to the public. Even in my particular case, for the first time ever, first time since 2001, we are not opening our doors to the public. We are doing all our sessions via telehealth, and so it's a different time period for all of us. And I think one of the things that is underlying all this uncertainty and unknown is fear, and fear in itself is something that without it being unchecked, without it being contained, it can just grow in like water growing into a place where it's not supposed to be. It just can continue growing, and so I think as I was thinking about this and meditating on this over the weekend, I thought, what other time have we been, as a country, been in something similar to that? And I thought back to in the 30s, specifically in the late 20s and then the early 30s. 1932, Franklin Delano Roosevelt was elected president. In the early 1933, he was now going through being brought in as the president. And during his speech, let me go ahead and just read it. I am certain that my fellow Americans expect that my induction into presidency, I will address them with candor and a decision which presents present situation of our people impel. This is permanently the time to speak the truth, the whole truth, frankly and boldly. Nor need we shrink from honestly facing conditions in our country today. This great nation will endure as it has endured, will revive, and will prosper. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing that we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror which paralyzes needed efforts to convert retreat into advance. In every dark hour of our national life, a leadership of frankness and vigor has met with that understanding and support of the people themselves, which is essential to victory. I am convinced that you will again give that support to leadership in these critical days. He goes on and talks about his plan of what he was going to do. I think the thing for me is this idea of fearing fear itself. This idea that when we're afraid, we have a tendency to have two extreme reactions. One, denial. It's not happening. I don't even believe it's happening, and be in complete denial of it, and I'm going to just continue my life as if nothing's happening. Or the other is to go the complete other way and go into the fear so much that it almost paralyzes us. This is where we're seeing people hoarding, taking on supplies at large amounts so that it doesn't allow other people to get the supplies, constantly be posting things about things that they may have heard half-truths about, and causing people to panic. I think in both these cases, there's an element out of this fear is that we want to have control, and that we're trying to gain some sense of being in control because I feel fear, denial, or overreaction. But I also think there's a middle ground in which we can be aware of our fear, and then more importantly, be aware of what's underneath that fear. What is it that I can do? I can do self-care. I can listen to the directives from professionals that understand and know more about this than I do, regarding universal precautions, regarding social distancing, regarding my social responsibility to stay within my home or only go to where I need to regarding work. These are some of the things that I can do. And most importantly, I can do this and be kind. I can be kind to other people, reach out to people that I may not have spoken to. I may not be able to see them in person, but I can, through technology now, reach out to them and share a kind word and a loving word. This is a time period that we haven't ever seen before. Hopefully it won't be in the same extent as it was during the Great Depression, but we have to be aware of, are we afraid of just fear? And what are we going to do with that?